Good morning, and welcome to our inaugural Education Series webinar for REAM. My name is John Green with Association Member Benefits Advisors, joined by your Executive Director, Karen DiDonato, as well as my co-host and our leader up in the East Coast, Matt Sargento. Appreciate you joining us today. Before we get started, I do want to do a couple of housekeeping details, especially since this is our first webinar in our webinar series. We have all participants in a listen-only mode. So unlike the traditional Zooms, where you have like the Brady Bunch feature around here, all participants are in listen-only mode. What that means is if you have a question, feel free to drop it into the Q&A feature. That way, if it's something specific that we can answer back to you, we can respond back to you specifically. But if it's something that the whole group could benefit from, we'll stop the conversation. We'll answer those questions as well. This is an interactive conversation. We can drop drop the information into chat, put it into Q&A. We can answer any questions that we have for you as we go throughout this conversation today. We do record every one of these sessions. These sessions are designed for you to refer back to in the future. We'll put them on the REAM website. You can share them with your friends, family members, things like that. It's a great way to introduce potential retirees to REAM that may not be members. So it's a kind of a neat way to introduce people as well to the conversation. We're going to be sharing with you quite a bit of information today and throughout our webinar series, and we'll talk about that near the end. So you want to grab a pen and paper handy, but also have your smartphone handy, because you're going to see this QR code at the beginning. You're going to see it near the end. Sometimes in some of our other webinar sessions, you're going to see those throughout the conversation. And that QR code is the best way to find out more information about some of the topics that we're talking about today. So you'll be able to take your smartphone, open up your camera feature on your phone, and hover over that QR code. A little form will pop up. You can say, hey, are the questions I want to ask about. Put your information in there, and Matt and his team can contact you back on that. So again, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate this opportunity to be with you. We're going to talk about all the fun stuff that comes with your REAM membership, especially around spring break or springtime, because hopefully winter is over up in New England. It's 90 degrees down here in Houston where I live, and winter is long gone. But there's a lot of thoughts about spring, especially this week as well. So I want to bring in your Executive Director, Karen DiDonato. Good morning, Karen. How are you this morning? We'll let you unmute there and share with the group. Let you unmute there, Karen, real quick. There we go.
There we go.
All right. Tell us what's going on with REAM.
Well, we're very excited. I want to thank everybody for joining us here this morning. As we said, this is our kickoff webinar series with AMBA. And I did send out a REAM connection recently, as everyone is familiar with, announcing that we have re-signed a contract with AMBA, and we are looking forward to a very long affiliation with them because they have so much to offer us. Before we get into that kickoff, what I just kind of wanted to remind everybody about is what our REAM mission is and what we're all about. Basically, we reworded this because we wanted to be very concise so that everyone knows exactly what we are committed to doing. And that is to serving the economic and social needs and interests of our membership. Well, how do we do that? Well, we do it mainly through collective advocacy, which means the membership is the backbone to our organization. The more members we get, the more we can do for you. One of the things that we do on the legislative side is we have Charlie Stefanini on staff. He's a lobbyist for us at the State House, stays abreast of all the bills that are crossing the desk of the legislature, and basically he keeps us completely informed to see if there's anything that we need to jump on, anything that's going to impact your cost of living increases, your pensions, etc. We're starting a new legislative session. REAM has recently reintroduced our 4 bills. And I've been providing everybody information of what those bills are and also other bills that are out there. I've been providing that to you in your REAM connection. So always feel free to send us any questions if you have. Every now and then you'll see me send out a calls for action, which asks you to contact your legislator to ask them to support a certain bill. If it's going to, for instance, I do know that Governor Healy has put in a 3% COLA increase into her budget. Last year, we were lucky enough to get 5. We will be pursuing cost of living increases again this year. So keep abreast, stay on top of the legislative issues as I put them in the REAM connection. The other thing that I just wanted to mention is we're finally starting to get our chapter networking system going again. It's been a long time. We all kind of took a break during COVID. I think now that we kind of understand what COVID is all about, people are much more comfortable getting out and about now. So don't worry about writing all these down because they will be coming out in your next REAM connection. But just the ones that we know of right now is your Berkshire chapter. They're going to be getting together on Wednesday, May 10th at the Proprietors Lodge. Bristol's getting together on Tuesday, May 16th, and that's going to be at the Century House in Acushnet. Essex chapter, Thursday, May 25th, and that's Stephanie's Pancake in Rowley. The Hampshire chapter will be getting together Wednesday, May 17th, and that's at the Blue Bonnet Diner. Middlesex Northwest is on May 11th, and that's at the Princeton Station. And Worcester North, they will be Tuesday, May 16th at the Old Mill Restaurant in Westminster. That's what I have so far. It will come out in our REAM connection. Matt and I are hoping to tag team and get to as many of these meetings as we possibly can. We invite you to reach out and invite some colleagues to come so we can introduce them to REAM and they can see what we're all about and how we are advocating for you in your retirement. The last piece that we have in our mission statement is offering supplemental benefits. And that's where I'm going to turn it back to John and let him go through our how we are affiliating ourselves with AMBER and everything that they can offer to you. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Karen. I love the specificity of your mission statement. I love the fact that you're getting back together. That is so important, especially for those of us now coming out of COVID to do that. Real quickly, my name is John Green. I work with Association Member Benefits Advisors, or AMBA, as Karen called us, and we call ourselves AMBA as well. I live a little bit north of Houston with my wife, who is a second grade elementary school teacher. My daughter is finishing up her student teaching. She's going to be a music educator starting in the fall. I hope we get her a job. And my older two sons are also affiliated with the education industry as well. So it's important to know that I come from an education background. Matt and I have cut our teeth in the schools, telling active educators what their retirement years are like. So we appreciate the opportunity to come to you today and share some of these things that we've learned, but also bring to you that relationship and connection between AMBA and REAM. So before I move ahead, I want to let Matt introduce himself, and then we'll talk a little bit about the association itself. So Matt, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for doing this, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak to everyone today. My name is Matt Sargento. As John had mentioned earlier, I am the New England district leader for Association Member Benefits. I am born and raised in Massachusetts, New Bedford, Mass. Very familiar with the state. Love it there. Happy to be working with educators in Massachusetts. As John mentioned, I did cut my teeth for 20 years with active educators. I worked with a company called Horace Mann, which I'm sure many of you have come across in the schools in Massachusetts over your years teaching. So happy to be back. I have a wonderful wife and a 14-year-old son and a 11-year-old daughter. And we reside currently in Southern New Hampshire, but we cover all of New England. So happy to be here and look forward to working with all of you.
Great.
Matt, you keep forgetting to say that you're my new best friend.
And I'm Karen's new best friend. I was waiting for you to say it.
Exactly. You know, and the more that I learn about REAM, what Karen encapsulated in the statement earlier, not only watching out from an advocacy standpoint over your pension and the COLAs, and I can tell you a lot of states did not get cost of living adjustments. Having a strong association can make a difference in that. Preserving benefits that you have already earned as part of your teaching career, and getting back together and connecting you with your community, getting back together in your units and chapters, locals all across the state. Those are big reasons why REAM is important to you and how they impact you. And then on top of that, as we talked about, our new best friends, our new partnership or reestablished partnership with AMBA helps to offer important exclusive benefits and discounts and things like that as well. And there are some advantages of having REAM and AMBA together. They can cover benefits that aren't cover gaps that aren't covered by the state or any district benefits, maybe when you left the schoolhouse. They're portable. I know a lot of folks in New England will move south. We've got people on this call that from South Carolina, from Florida, all across the New England states as well. You don't have to be tied down or tethered to a state or a location. These benefits can be taken with you wherever you want to go. But some of the biggest reasons that REAM members tell us they appreciate benefits with AMBA and with REAM is the fact that you can extend your benefits to loved ones. It could be children who have aged out of your benefits based on where they are in their stage of life, or we have many members who are responsible for their parents if something happened to them. And the proper planning can help you take care of your parents as well. And these are things that you can do through your relationship with REAM and AMBA. But today we're going to talk about the fun stuff. We're going to talk about all the discounts that come with your REAM membership, ways to make those pension checks stretch even further. And, even if you do get a COLA or how much COLA you get to stretch your money even further out there. There are travel savings all over New England, all over the United States, the world, ways to impress your grandkids. If you like to eat or shop or travel, so many things out here. So I want you to grab a pen and paper. I'm going to give you a couple of sites we're going to take you to, but I'm also going to make it easy for you and send you some links as well. We're going to introduce you to the My AMBA Discounts program, walk you through all of that. Then I'm going to show you two very popular discounts out there, help you dream a little bit, and show you how you can suggest some new shops and restaurants. Karen went down a whole list of local establishments to where you're having your meetings. There's a way that you can help them and you can get discounted meals and services as well. So I'm going to show you that as well. But to help Matt and I understand kind of who's on our call today and what you're looking for, what you're interested in, I want to launch a quick poll. And this is an anonymous poll. And you can just simply check as many as you want to, one or many. Tell us kind of what you're doing this spring. This spring, I plan to do some traveling in the local area. I plan to head down south. I'm going to do some abroad travel, or maybe some spring cleaning and gardening, or do some shopping, or take in a cultural attraction or sporting event. So if you'll take a second just to click on your boxes there, we've got some participation coming in here. So if you'll fill that out, I'd greatly appreciate it. I do know that some of you may be watching us on a smartphone, and that's not near as easy to participate in these polls, but I do appreciate those of you who do. So what this will help us do is kind of give me some direction that I can point out some discounts and things that you get with your REAM membership. So we'll keep it open for just one more second here and wrap this up. And then we will end this poll. I'm going to share the results here. So we've got some of you who are going to do some traveling just in the area. That's great. There are so many cultural attractions and things to do up in New England, down into New York as well. I'm going to show you where you can get some of the best discounts for stuff there. Show you a couple of vendors that are real good for spring cleaning and gardening and shopping. And like I said, the cultural attractions and sporting events, there's so much to do that's out there. So appreciate you sharing with us. So let's jump in and kind of talk about this. Because what we're talking about is this benefit. It is the My AMBA Discounts program through Passport. Passport is the corporate name of this program. This is a free benefit for REAM members. There's nothing else that you have to pay for. It comes as part of your membership, and it's on things that you use every day. Most people use it for travel savings, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But there are many more dining establishments that are popping up, a lot of online retailers, not as many local brick and mortar retailers in the Northeast, but we're going to show you how you can fix that. But then it's everything from health and wellness to magazine subscriptions, things like that. So it's a lot of different things out there. Again, it's all free to you and can save you quite a bit of money as well. There are two ways that you can access the Passport program or the My AMBA Discounts program. Now, you can write this down if you want to, but I'm going to make it even easier. Matt's going to send you an email after this webinar that gives you a link and how to get in here. But you can use it on your desktop, and this is how I like to use it most of the time when I'm doing my travel planning. You would go to myambadiscounts.com, myambadiscounts.com. You're going to click register here for first-time users, put your email address in there, and then you're going to enter the code AMBA Savers, AMBA Savers as your activation code. It's going to ask you to complete a profile. That profile does nothing more than just help refine maybe the discounts that bubble up to the top. It may help you decide, I don't want any emails that tell me what my latest discounts are, things like that. It may say, hey, if you're a pet lover, or if you've got pets or grandkids, things like that, things that can help refine how your search works. That's okay. You don't have to fill that out completely. Just complete your profile and you can start saving immediately on that site. But as I mentioned, you don't have to remember any of those activation codes. Matt's going to send you an email right after this webinar, probably sometime this afternoon, and it's going to have just a link where you click the link. It bypasses the activation code. It already says, hey, you're a member of REAM and AMBA. It takes you right in here. Then you put in your email address, confirm it, your profile, and you're in. We make it super easy for you, so nothing you have to remember there. The other thing that they have is a mobile app. And now I meet many retirees all across the country, and I think, oh my gosh, they're not as familiar with how to use their mobile app. I'm blown away at many of you who have all your different apps for your menus, for your lifestyles, ways to contact your grandkids, things like that. This mobile app is a phenomenal app. It works on Android phones and it works on Apple phones very easily. So you can get it on the Apple Play Store or the Google Play Store. It looks like a little orange skyline. But the thing I like about the mobile app is that it is geolocated. So for those of you who are traveling around and you're maybe going from Boston down to New York, it can tell where you are and make suggestions along the way, or it can tell you what restaurants, what cultural attractions, what shows, what hotels in that area, those type of things, ways that you can save money. So whenever I fly different places, it knows when I land, hey, you're in Orlando, you can get this, this, and this. So I'm going to show you a few things on that, how to work it, but it's really simple to use. Matt is also going to send you this tutorial that I'm going to walk you through this particular sheet, because if you get, I would say, ahead of yourself on this, you could go down a pay path. And because this is a free program to you as part of your REAM membership, I don't want you to go down that pay path. So whenever you get that Passport mobile app downloaded on your phone, and this would be a great thing to do when you go out to your local meetings here in the next few weeks and months, to do this with all of your friends there in the chapter as well. So you will see the first screen is your passport card number. Don't fill that in. That's going to give you your passport card. You get an electronic card that you can show to vendors who require showing you that card. You're not going to get anything in the mail. You're just going to usually get codes and things like that if you're shopping online. You'll put your email address in, and then you're going to put other sign-in options. Very important. Don't hit sign in. Other sign-in options. That's going to take you to the next screen where you're going to sign in with an activation code. And again, that activation code is AMBA Savers. We've got about 9,600 members all across the East Coast that are using the app. So you all have to use it in AMBA Savers, and then you hit sign in, and your profile will come up and you complete your profile. Once you've registered, then you can use your app, like I said, locally, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. So it's very simple to use. Let me show you a couple of ways that people use it more commonly, and then we'll jump in and talk about some specific discounts as well.
John, this is exactly what our members have been waiting and looking for, is to have all these additional discounts. And just as you're talking, I've already downloaded the app onto my phone, so I'm ready to go.
All right. So say, Karen, you're coming down to visit us in Texas. Say you're just tired of the cold weather and you're coming down to Texas to get 90-degree weather in April. So welcome down to Texas. You've landed in Texas and you're hungry. It's time to find some place to eat. You'll be able to search where you are. You'll be able to search where you're going. You can put, I want all restaurants within a certain mile radius. You can filter it down as little as 5 miles. You can filter it to what type of restaurant you want to go to. So say you've come to Dallas and you say, oh, there's a Magic Time Machine. It's a long, well-known restaurant. It's just a few miles away. Let's click on that. So you click on that with your finger and it pops up and shows you what restaurants are included. It may say all Magic Time Machines in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Or it may say one specific restaurant. And in this case, it's a website offer. It is up to 60% off of gift certificates. Okay. So you would simply hit the website feature on on your mobile app, and it will pop up and show you that you can get a $6 gift certificate for $25. Sometimes it will show you, and you see that down there in the kind of the orange red print where the green check is, that says you may have to make a minimum purchase of $50 in the restaurant, or this gift certificate covers everything except alcoholic beverages, things like that. So you may see those type of offers. You simply add that to your cart, pay for it, and then under your My Certificates button, you'll be able to show that to the waiter or waitress, and they can check you out that way. So that's probably the most popular, most common way that you'll use your mobile app for dining, It's the easiest way to search dining along a route, things like that. Same for hotels and such. I'll show you a little bit more about that as we go forward. The other way, and we're not seeing this too much up there in New England yet, but it will, the bigger cities, New York, Boston, you may start to see it more often. You'll see this use card feature on there. So say you're in Austin, you come down to where our headquarters is in Austin, and you're ready for some coffee that morning. You'll hit the use card feature, and it will pop up your card, and your mobile card will pop up, and all you have to do is show that to the barista, and it'll take off 20% off at that restaurant. In the case of TCBY yogurt there in Austin, it may say it's just this restaurant for a BOGO offer, or it may say all TCBY yogurts in Austin. So again, there are certain places that you can use your card for a percentage off. Other restaurants would be you buy a gift certificate for a greatly reduced price and then apply that there in the restaurant. Okay, so that's how you use your mobile app. So let's jump in and just go through some of the major services, shopping and travel, some of those most popular things there. Most shopping opportunities are online vendors. They're brand name vendors out there, but mostly you're shopping directly with them. There are a few cases to where there are some direct, where you can go in person. Some of these services may be childcare, they may be dental services. Some of them are like GNC products, Skechers, things like that. Certain places that they have, and I'll show you as we go through there. But it's a wide variety of shopping opportunities, and it's all across the board. There are a lot of home goods that are out there. There are a lot of companies that will feature white sales. Best Choice Products is a pretty good one that's kind of a across the board, kind of a Macy's, Bloomingdale's type of department store. They don't sell clothes, but they have all sorts of housewares and seasonal items, things like that out there. You get your Kohl's, which is 15% off $100 online. Skechers footwear, if you really need comfortable, good safety shoes and good comfortable shoes. You can print off coupons for their direct stores where you can go directly into their outlet stores and get 30% off, or you can buy it online. Alico is probably the best place for those of you who are looking to do some home and gardening, spring cleaning. It's got all of your gardening tools out there and a lot of things for the garden, as well as some home goods out there. And then GNC, places like this where you can go out and get vitamins and health supplements and things like that as well. You'll see sometimes this little fire button out there, this little fire icon. They'll run hot deals where they'll say, if you shop now in store, it's X% off, or you get even more additional on certain type of products out there. So there's lots of ways that you can shop out there. It is Easter weekend. Mother's Day is right around the corner. College finals and graduation are right around the corner. There are so many ways that you can send gift baskets and flowers and cookies and things like that. Or if you want to drop a hint to your kids that you'd like a wine subscription, there's all kinds of wine subscriptions out there. So if you're a foodie, or you just want to send a little bit of love to a family member that's far away, or maybe to a college-age son or grandson that getting ready to do finals, you can drop these things in the mail, save a pretty good amount of money out there, and those are available to you out there through the shopping channel as well. If you love to receive mail and magazines at home, if you're a voracious reader, and we see a lot of teachers who are voracious readers, Magazine Advantage is available on the Passport website, where you can get a year's subscription to about 20 or 30 different publications for as low as $2 a year. And it's pretty incredible. You'll get 8 to 10 issues, some of them depending upon if they do every other month, monthly, that type of thing. So you can get these subscriptions mailed to you for $2 a year. Really a nice deal out there. Stretch your money and get a nice magazine as well. We are coming close to grad season. And so here in next month, my daughter graduates. I know a lot of you may have kids that are graduating, as well as our college grandchildren, things like that. There are so many technology discounts that are out here on your Passport program. Some of these are like the Apple products, which could be your Apple Watches, your AirPods, your iPhones. Sometimes the iPhones may not have the biggest discount on the newest iPhone, but they may have bigger discounts on some of the previous generation iPhones as well. It's a great way to save money there. Also, laptops, cameras, printers, all sorts of technology, Lenovo, Hewlett-Packard, Dell, Samsung, offering discounts significant throughout the year. These things change all the time. So what I tell you today may be a different discount in 2 or 3 days, but just know that there is so much technology that you can find out there. I highly encourage you to take a look at that. Now, probably the biggest, newest, most popular discount out there is the Whirlpool Inside Pass. These are the Whirlpool products that you can get at your local department store, Home Depot, Lowe's, things like that. We're talking stoves, refrigerators, ovens, even your KitchenAid mixers. You can get significant discounts off those appliances and usually free delivery as well. And then they run these hot deals. I told you about the hot deals earlier. The hot deal with Whirlpool right now is you get 37% off all major appliances and an extra 10% off of small appliances. So you can get up to close to 50% off discount of appliances out there, depending upon the product. So again, Whirlpool, they introduced this past, I would say probably October, early November of last year, and it has quickly become the number 3 most popular discount on the Passport site. So if you're needing to do some renovation, or if you're needing a new appliance, dishwasher, something like that, this is an opportunity for you to get that at a pretty greatly reduced price as well. Again, stretching that value of your REAM membership by doing so. Probably the most popular discounts to help save you money are the Sam's and Costco memberships. Sam's and Costco, and I present these out there, one, because they're the most popular, two, because they change frequently. Oftentimes, these are for new memberships only. They're not for renewals, but we gifted one to my son and daughter-in-law for Christmas a couple of years ago, right after they got married. But they will offer their membership for a greatly reduced price, and then they will vary the offer in which they give you as an incentive. Right now, they're running some gift cards that you can receive $10 to $20 off, depending upon the membership level that you get. Sometimes in the past, Costco has offered up a basket of food, depending upon what's going on. So again, you can get these new memberships out there. It's a real good way to stretch your money as well and save some money if you're going to gift something to a new couple, something like that. All right, let's talk about travel and vacations. And what I want someone to do for me is to put in the chat or the Q&A, put it into Q&A if you've got a trip planned somewhere, and I'm going to take you out to the website and show you how to use it. So if you'll do that, drop it into Q&A up there, and it'll help, because these travel and vacation offers are not just localized in New England. They're all across America and all across the world. And with COVID restrictions lessening up, there are places that really want us to travel, and they're making it pretty inexpensive out there. So I want to walk you through some of the most popular places out here. Some of the biggest discounts that are consistent out there are the Wyndham chain of hotels, and that's everything from your Super 8s and your Days Inn all the way up to your Wyndham vacation clubs, and you get up to 20% off, and they run those pretty frequently across the board out there. If you're an Airbnb type person and you like to go stay in an Airbnb, Haven, HVN, is the equivalent to that. Now, these are usually more upscale homes, apartments, but they have some really cool, what they call novelty stays. Like you can stay in a New England lighthouse, or you can stay in a firehouse, or you can stay in a castle somewhere. But these are really cool places. And the one thing, if you're like me, I do stay in Airbnbs. They frustrate me because you get a good price, but then all of a sudden you have all these fees tacked on at the bottom. Haven oftentimes will run specials where they discount the price, but they'll also waive the fees. Doesn't happen all the time, but it's a real good way to save money on that. If you are traveling over to Hawaii, Hawaiian Airlines always runs 5% discounts on their flights. If you're doing inter-island travel, things like that as well. And if you're thinking about cruising, right now, cruise lines have brought on 49 new ships. There's a lot of capacity out there. They're trying to fill those ships back up. They're giving away significant discounts, upgrades, free gratuities, dining, things of that nature. And then many of you mentioned on here, we're going to look at some cultural attractions. My favorite place to go for cultural attractions is Tickets, Tiquets. Tickets takes your major metropolitan areas and your cultural attractions like zoos, museums, castles, real tourist attraction, but also cultural things. And they give you not only discounts for them, for those tickets, they'll oftentimes run front of the line passes so that you can get ahead of the line and not have to spend a lot of time waiting to get into the museum. So Tickets, Tiquets, is one of the best places for that. All right. One of my very, very favorite services is the Passport Travel Services. This is, again, as part of your program. You can simply select where you want to travel, and it will give you the best values. It will rank them by star rating. You can rank them by location. You can rank them by reviews, however you want to. You can even plug in if you only stay in Marriott chains, or if you want to stay just with Hyatt's, and you can get significant savings out there. The one thing I do like about it as well is, say you were trying to come down here to Houston last weekend for the Final Four to watch the Yukon Huskies win. It will tell you, hey, there's a big event in Houston this weekend. You're probably not going to get the best prices. So you can kind of adjust if you're flexible in your travel. But it's a great way to do this. And it's not just hotels and lodging in America. It's all across the world. So it's a really neat place to check that out. I'll show you that in just a moment when we do some live tutorials. A couple other favorite places out there: Extended Stay America Suites. They're all across the country. These are kind of your apartment style lodging that you may stay 3-4 a week or so. They offer sometimes up to 45% discounts all across the country. Going is a travel website. If you are looking to travel somewhere, but you're pretty flexible upon your dates and say, hey, I want to go down to Florida, I want to go to Europe, but I don't know when. I just want to find the best dates. You can have a 20% discount off the subscription to Going, and they will monitor flights for you. And then whenever a cheap fare pops up, they'll tell you, hey, here's the cheap fare. Do you want to book it? Save a significant amount of money that way. Probably the most popular discounts for travel are rental car companies. Hertz, Budget, Enterprise, and Avis are always offering 25% off, and then sometimes perks on top of that. And then, as I mentioned, Royal Caribbean and the cruise lines are offering quite a few things as well. So there's so much travel out there that's available to you that can make your dollar stretch further and go back and see the world. But if you're staying close to home and movies are your thing, you can save the cost of your REAM membership with one night out at a movie theater. Other than New York City, you can get movie theater passes for 20 to 30% off. You would buy basically what is the cost of a midweek matinee movie, but you can use that ticket anytime you want to. And so these are available out there for you as well. And it's just another way to make your membership stretch further and save money on a family outing as well. Tickets at Work is probably my favorite place to look at, because Tickets at Work offers you not only hotel savings and savings on tourist attractions, it's savings on college and pro sports. It's savings on theme parks. It's savings on New York shows in Las Vegas as well. There are Red Sox tickets for less than $18 out there. So if you want to go see the Sox, go check it out. Lots of baseball coming up. It's that time of year. You can go see the Sox depending upon what time of the game, day of the week, who they're playing. Pretty inexpensively out there. Make a day of it. If you're going into the city, into New York to see shows, you can also get your discount theater tickets that way. If you're heading down to Florida, or you live in Florida but you're a REAM member, you can get discounts all over the state. Cultural attractions, theme parks when your grandkids come down, things like that as well. But that's at Tickets at Work. And that's, again, inside the Passport program. I'll show you that as well as we go through here. Now we're going to stop here in just a moment, and I'm going to show you a live tutorial based on the suggestions that we've gotten in the chat and the Q&A here. But I want to point out, when we go out there on the website, you can suggest merchants and vendors to be a part of this program. Now, this is not really designed for your chain restaurants, because they don't really have control over if they can offer a discount or not. This is really designed for more of your mom and pop, your single establishments, to say, hey, would you like to offer a discount to retired teachers, retired educators in your area, and drive traffic your way too? And it shows you how to suggest that. We've had many members across the country and different other state organizations that have done this, and they've helped out their local merchants, but they've also saved them some money on restaurants and shops they like to go to as well. So highly encourage you to check that out there. So let's do this. Let me check the Q&A here real quick. All right, so Gary, you've told us you're going to Spain in the fall. That's great. We're going to look at Spain here in just a moment. And then Robin, you've talked about flights to Hawaii. I can tell you the flights on Hawaiian Airlines, once you get to the West Coast, because I think Hawaiian Airlines only serves as far as maybe Phoenix and to Las Vegas, or then you can fly from there on Hawaiian Airlines, get pretty good discounts that way. The other is to go through Going. We're going to check out Spain in the fall. And then Karen, you talked about Ireland and Scotland. Man, I love the ambitions out there. So we're going to show you some European stuff, but also going to show you some other discounts as well. So let me stop sharing here and go out to the internet and go out here first. Okay. Apologize, it's not pulling up, but I'm going to make sure that we do here in just a second. Here we go. All right. So Passport Corporate, as I mentioned to you, this is your site. You can plug in and you can put your city in here. So let's just put in Barcelona, Spain. But you can update it, and I'll come back to Boston and show you how it works for Boston as well. So, but you go in here and you look, you put your city in here. You can go under travel. You can look at shopping and those things like that. So let's look at Barcelona here, and let's just look at tours and attractions to start. So it's going to pull up tours and attractions here. And again, travel is probably our biggest savings that people have. And so there's a lot of tours that are out here that are available to you. 11 tours and attractions that you can do your setup out here. Let me go out and see if I can find one other one here. Tickets is not out here. Let me see if I can find another place that will get us tickets, because that's probably my favorite. We can go look at hotels and resorts, and I'll show you that. So if you want to go look at hotels and resorts in Barcelona, usually not going to get your single location sites, but you can go to the travel planner services. Again, this is the one I showed you. And say if I wanted to look at Barcelona. Okay. And I'm going to pick a date out here. Let's just say I'm going here in 4 days, or 4 days in May. And this works the same way in any city that you're looking for. This is going to bubble up and it's going to show me best savings, but also I can rate it by stars. I can rate it by close to an address or a landmark if I'm going to go stay near a museum or something like that. And it does a lot of this thinking out there, and it's going to show you what your prices are. So it's doing some thinking for me out here. All right. So again, you'll see sometimes the pricing out here that you can save. Here's one that you can save for about $50 off, another $50 off up here. There's a $70 savings. So again, you can see how this works for restaurants and hotels, or for hotels, how this works for you. And you can select by the stars and what you want to do. You can look on a map. So what I've also noticed out here is that if I want to stay in a Marriott, I could filter over here by hotel name. If I'm a big Marriott fan, and I oftentimes will find it cheaper on Marriott, on this website than I will find it on Marriott. So it's a real good way to do it that way. The other site I want to show you on the tickets location here. Let's just go in here and look at tickets and show you a couple of things out here for tickets. And so Karen, you can do the same hotel search in Ireland. Here's your tickets right here. So if I wanted to go in and look at tickets, say you're in Barcelona, or say you want to take a castle tour in Ireland and Scotland, something like that, you can come in and look at, it says you get 40% off your access to your last minute tickets and mobile friendly tickets, and it's applied at checkout. So let's go in and look at, where were you going in Scotland, Karen? Where were you looking to go? You'll unmute there and tell me where you're going. Unmute for me there, Karen. Unmute for me and tell me where you're headed. All right, Karen.
We haven't started. I'll be traveling with some golfers, so I'm sure we'll be up around St. Andrews, but we'd just be getting our thoughts on putting the trip together.
Okay, let's see if we can.
So this is going to help tremendously.
All right. There's a distiller here, the St. Andrews walking tour. Let's look at that. Okay. So again, you can find your tours, you can get your pricing on here, you can select your dates. There's all different ways that you can shop and save money that way. So again, it's just kind of a neat way that you can plug in. I've seen with folks that are going to Paris, they get Louvre prices and front of the line passes. So there's all different ways that you can save money that way. So again, play around with it. The thing I love about Passport is you can play around with it and you're not going to mess anything up. Now, if you're looking, let's come back stateside here. And I just want to show you some features of the website real quickly so that you can understand how the functionality works out here. So let's go back to home for Boston, Massachusetts. And there was 49 offers in Boston, Massachusetts. So you've got on your home page, you put in Boston, again, where you're going, where you are. You can see that there's over 600 offers available to you. 6 new ones were added in the last 30 days. You've got up at the top, you've got the ability to get your dining offers, your shopping, your travel, or you can simply click all offerings in that area. And it's going to base it, first of all, those that are in the area, then it's those that are online. You have your tiles down here. So work the same way. If you just want to look at travel, click the travel tile, tickets, insurance, whatever it is. You'll have your seasonal selections. We know that tax time is here. There's all kind of tax prep services, things like that. If you've got grandkids going to camps or preparing for childcare for things for the summer, auto care, there's your spring home stuff, home and garden things. Your newest offerings that are out here, lots of California hotels, things are out there. Here is your hot deals. These are those limited time offerings that are out here. And you can select all hot deals. You can see what's available to you. Then here's kind of the coolest feature. You can come down and look at all of the places that you can get your discounts in the city or in your area. Now, again, the Passport program was started by co-workers out at Apple out on the West Coast. So it's kind of filtering its way over towards the East Coast in terms of brick and mortar shops and restaurants and things like that. But you can start to see a little bit of what's available to you. Lots of things available to you the further you go south down into Florida as well as overseas. And so then, all right, there's your I think, Robin, you asked about Maui. There's all things about Maui vacations out there as well. So there's so many different ways that you can save. Play around with this. You can't mess it up. Now, Matt, tell me, what was your favorite? We were talking about this last week. Where do you like to go on the Passport program?
I'm typically looking at different restaurants. I really think like you can, wherever you go, the savings on the cards that you can get, the gift cards, is significant. So I got kids, I got I got a lot of people to feed. So when we go out, it makes a big difference.
Right. Okay. So this is all, there's a few restaurants that are in the area, some in Cambridge, some in Boston that are up there. Looks like some dinner cruises available to you as well. So again, you
But
can
you
check
see that
around.
60% off gift cards. So you're spending $60, you get you spend $40, you get $100 gift card. It's great.
Exactly, especially when you're feeding a family. So absolutely. So like I said, there's lots of ways that you can save out here. Again, you can't mess this up. It's multiple times you have to click through to buy something. So again, you don't have to worry about, oh, I clicked it and it made me purchase something like that. So again, don't have to worry about that. It's a super way to play around with it. Again, Matt is going to send you the webinar, the walkthrough, the pieces that you can to be able to click through to get to this Passport site. Again, to show you when you go up under the account, how you suggest to get those as well. So highly encourage you, use this to save money on all of your different travel things like that as well. I just got a report this morning, and members who have used the MyAmba discounts, these are retired educators all across the country, just in the past 12 months have saved over $168,000. These are some of the most popular ones: rent cars, tickets at work, the Wyndham Hotel Group, Sam's Club. Again, save money, stretch that pension dollar. You and Karen and the REAM team are fighting for more cost of living increases. Now's a chance to make your money stretch even further by using Passport. Again, it's as free as part of your membership in REAM. A couple of other discount programs that are available to you as well. If you need hearing aids, we have Start Hearing, which offers significant discounts plus free batteries and free checkups, things like that, free trial periods. And Connect America is also one of the newest benefits that's out there. This is the old "I've fallen and I can't get up" commercials that you remember, but it's really much more modernized solution to give you 24/7, 365 monitoring for medical alert situation. Or if you just hear something outside and you're not comfortable, you can hit a button, talk to someone, walk you through it. They give you about a 40% discount for members all across the country, but also you get wearable devices, you get free lock boxes, things like that. Matt can help you out with those, so some discounts for you as well. We talked about this educational webinar series. We're so excited to relaunch our partnership with REAM and AMBA. We're going to bring you some discounts and some conversations about long-term care, just kind of the peace of mind that you have out there. How to protect your nest egg. I do the dangerous thing of checking my phone and look at the stock market and what I saved up from my school days and the red numbers. How do I protect my nest egg, especially in your retirement years? How do you do that? Matt's going to talk about that on the 7th. We're going to talk about emergency transportation issues in Massachusetts and New England on the 12th. And you'll be surprised whenever you come to that webinar. And then we're going to talk about financial wellness and how Medicare works and how it all fits, even with the plans that you have, how those different things fit together, and how changes in Medicare can impact state plans, things like that as well, and give you some tips to get your financial house in order and some good checklists and things like that as well. So highly encourage you to jump in on that and tell your friends about these webinars. This is a great way to let people know about REAM and about the purpose of REAM and how to support that out there. And great to tell people about these discount programs. Robin just put in the Q&A that, hey, she wanted to let people know that her husband got some great discounts on the hearing aids and it was awesome. Again, this is what REAM brings to the table. Those things that stretch your dollars, your economic buying power, because you work so hard to take care of our kids in the classroom. Now you can enjoy some of those discounts and things like that when you need them. So highly encourage you, do this. Take your smartphone out. Do this for me. Take your smartphone out, open up your camera feature. Open up your camera feature and hover over that little dinosaur QR code there. A little form is going to pop up, and that is how you can get a hold of Matt. And let him explain these programs. Let him explain what your benefits with REAM mean and how it works together, and have a review. Just because you may have great state insurance for your health plans, or that you may have a plan through your spouse, something like that. A lot of these plans change after you turn 65 because they'll follow Medicare rules. And when Medicare makes a change, these private plans or state plans will change as well. Find out what that means to you. Find out how these discount programs can help you. So all you have to do is simply hit that QR code up with your smartphone and fill out that quick form. Matt will get that back and he can respond to you. Or if you're joining us on your smartphone or on a tablet and you don't feel comfortable using your phone or the QR code, simply email Matt, matthewsergento@amba.info. I'm going to leave this up. If you've got any questions, you can drop that into Q&A. We can answer those for you as well. Be glad to do that and be glad to help you in any way we can. I know that Karen and Matt are looking forward to seeing you out at the local meetings coming up the next several weeks. I hope that everyone has a tremendous Easter weekend. And if there's anything that we can do for you, again, please contact Matt and let us know. So again, if you've got questions, Q&A, put those in there now. We'll take that. Or if you just want to kind of give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down on the reaction bar, or a clap to let us know if this is something that's beneficial, that you think you can use this and share this with your fellow REAM members. So I'm going to stop recording now. If you've got a question, feel free to drop